Hello everyone and welcome to the PMer. My name is Charles and in this video we are going to be learning Project Management 101. And in Project Management 101 we're going to be starting with the basic definition of the project. But before learning what is a project, let's first check what is the background or where did it come from. In ancient civilizations, people built massive infrastructures, massive structures with sheer will and manpower. But across generations, the underlying question did not change on how can we manage resources and people so that these individuals can work together to achieve a particular goal in a particular time frame. And fast forward a lot of generations later, tools changed and people changed, but the problem did not change on how we can manage people, resources, and time together. And so in the early 1900s, our forefathers of project management, Frederick Taylor and Henry Gantt, introduced the first tools, which are the scientific method and Gantt chart, which across years, these tools help to manage critical infrastructure projects that happen to be placed by those years. But in the 1950s, more tools emerged in the world of project management, tools like PERT and CPM, and all these constituted towards making sure that project management is well executed and well managed.
And that's the brief history of project management as a profession. Therefore, in the next videos, we'll come and discuss in details about the entire history of project management, where did it come from to what we're having today, so that you can get a grasp of the entire history of project management. And so, let's get back to our learning. Welcome back. And so, what is a project? This definition is the basic definition that you will learn in any project management class. And according to PMer, or the Project Management Board of Knowledge, as provided by the Project Management Institute, a project is a temporary endeavor that produces a unique product, service, or result. So the important things to remember in this definition of a project is a project is always temporary. A project is not endless. It must have a start date and an end date. If a project starts on 1st of January, then it should have a time frame that maybe it ends in 31st of December. So that's the timeline of a project. It's not endless. It must have where to start and where to end. So you might ask yourself, if the project is temporary, so what is continuous or what is endless? Well, in an organization, there is something called operations. Operations, these are day-to-day ongoing activities that never end. So, for instance, issues like IT services, finance, accounting, sales, these are operations in an organization that never end, and they facilitate the day-to-day progress of an organization. But a project is executed specifically to have a specific result or a service or an output. So if it's a product, assume maybe it's this pen. So an organization or a company undertakes a particular project so they can develop a new type of a pen. Maybe it's a new fountain pen, or it's a pen that can write in space, because in space there is no gravity. So it might undertake that project to create a new pen that might write when you're in space. Or maybe a phone company that takes a project on developing a new type of a phone. Maybe it's from iPhone 17 to iPhone 20, something like that. That's a product, when a company undertakes a project to develop a new product. But if it's a service, a company might undertake a particular project so that they can improve a particular service. Maybe they were taking 2 hours to serve a customer in a car wash. So that car wash company might improve its service by undertaking a particular project which results into improvement of that particular car wash service. Or if it's a particular result, this is mostly undertaken by students or researchers. They undertake this project to test a particular hypothesis that they are having. Oh, maybe is this drug curing skin cancer, or is this drug helping this and this? So those are particular scenarios that can be demonstrated by using projects. So that's what you should remember. A project is always temporary, and what's continuous are operations in an organization. And therefore, a project can sometimes be part of a bigger program. We will discuss later what it means when you say a program. But there are unique attributes of a project that you as a project manager you need to remember. And one of them is a project is always temporary, is always unique, but also it is always progressively elaborated. What do I mean by this? When I say a project is progressively elaborated, it means at the start of the project, there are some things that might not be clear at first. Maybe if you're planning to build a house, you might not know how much concrete do I need, or how much steel bars do I need, or how many bags of cement do I need to make sure that this building starts. But by the end of a week, you might be knowing how much it costs or the quantities of items, and by the end of the month you might be clear in understanding what is the entire cost, what are the materials, what is the budget of this building that it might require for it to stand up. And so that is the main or the key attribute of a project, that you cannot understand it fully at the beginning, but as you are going or as you're executing it, it becomes more elaborative, and you will come to grasp everything about that project that you need to know. And therefore, that's the definition of a project, and that's the general explanation of a project that you need to remember, you as a project manager. And so in the later videos, we'll come and discuss issues of project management entirely, programs, portfolios, and things like that. But for the meantime, I want you to hang there, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly do that and turn on the notifications bell so that when you see another video, you can be the first one to view it. And I'll see you in the next one.